Cyclones, I'm Ryan Hickman.
And I'm Molly Schaefer. Monday, March 11th will conclude the latest season of The Bachelor. Bachelor Sean Lowe must choose between the final two women, Catherine or Lindsay. We will finally find out if he will propose and be on his way to a perfect marriage. Although previous Bachelor engagements have not proven to be successful, we can all hope that maybe, finally this time, it might actually work.
Thank you, Molly. The United States and China made a deal that lengthens the UN sanctions on North Korea for its third nuclear test. This brings up a threat by Pyongyang on Tuesday to get rid of an armistice that ended the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. Susan Rice, a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, said after a meeting of the Security Council that the new draft builds up, strengthens, and significantly expands the scope of the strong UN sanctions already in place.
Well, we would have had a day in history with Mr. Lavin, but Anthony Hagley dropped the ball. I'm sorry. We still haven't, just kidding.
Hello and welcome back to Today in History with Mr. Lavin. Mr. Lavin, last week you asked a question about a baby that was kidnapped. What was the answer to that question?
Okay, on the 1st of March, 1932, a baby was kidnapped, a child was murdered, and the question was, who was the parent of that child? Was it A, Babe Ruth? Was it B, Charles Lindbergh? Was it C, presidential candidate Franklin Roosevelt? Or was it D, aviatrix Amelia Earhart?
And the answer is?
And the answer is it was Charles Lindbergh.
So today, March 8th, what occurred today?
Well, first in 1913, the Internal Revenue Service levied and collected its first federal income tax under the new 16th Amendment. And in 1917, in Petrograd, Russia, the Russian Revolution began, which would ultimately lead to the first modern communist state. A year later, in 1918, the first confirmed case of Spanish flu was reported, and that would ultimately lead to one of the worst pandemics of flu in the history of the world. And then finally, on this date, 1930, the New York Yankees signed slugger Babe Ruth to a 2-year contract. The Yankees general manager said, and I quote, "No one will ever be paid more than Babe Ruth." So the question for this week is, how much did the Yankees pay Babe Ruth in that 1930 contract? Was it A, $50,000, B, $110,000, C, $160,000, or D, $550,000?
Pretty interesting stuff. You can find out the answer next week on Today in History with Mr. Lavin.
Okay, see you then. In the meantime, wear your seatbelts.
Thank you, you guys. The Father Thomas Pizer Scholarship for the 2013-2014 school year will be awarded to 2 current juniors who are in good standing at Sacred Heart Griffin and who are registered for the 2013-2014 school year. Each recipient will receive a $500 scholarship toward next year's tuition. The SHG Service Department will select the recipients. Applications are now available in the main office or on the SHG website under the admissions page. Completed applications must be returned to Sister Catherine O'Connor.
13-year-old Tori Locklear recently became famous on YouTube when she mistakenly burned off a piece of her hair. The young girl was attempting to make a hair curling tutorial when she unintentionally scorched her own hair so badly that the entire lock was burned off. For those of you who worry about meeting a similar fate, Locklear confirms that it was not her methods that endangered her hair, but a specific product she had used, saying, "So a hairdresser told me it was definitely the Tresemme spray I had put on my hair. So there you have it. Stay away from Tresemme."
Come on out and support your Cyclones hockey team as they face Decatur in the first round of the playoffs tonight at 8:30 p.m. at the Nelson Center.
That's all we have for today, Cyclones. I'm Molly Schaefer.
And I'm Ryan Hickman. You stay classy, Cyclones.